from New York.
I yield as much time as I may consume. Thank you, Madam Chair. I rise to offer an amendment which would make clear that health care related to substance and drug abuse counseling are included in the covered health services in this bill. Madam Chair, the opioid epidemic has not only affected my home, Staten Island, Brooklyn, and to be clear, it very much has. But this has touched constituents in district after district, state after state, and has disproportionately affected our nation's greatest heroes. As the fathers, wives, husbands, and children of the veterans fighting this disease can attest, combating this addiction is daunting and heartbreakingly difficult. Imagine how excruciating it can be when a mother has to make the choice between receiving the treatment that she so desperately needs and making sure that her own children are cared for. That is the choice veteran parents need to make time and again. It's a disgrace, and on both sides of the aisle, we have not done enough. You know, make no mistake here. If Congress does not act, these barriers to treatment will absolutely persist. Whether you're a Republican or a Democrat, it's our constituents who are suffering, and we need to act now. If we do not address this epidemic will continue to wreak havoc on our districts, our communities, and our families. A national survey from the Substance Abuse and Mental Health Services Administration showed that 1 in 15 veterans suffer from a substance abuse disorder. But for vets who left active duty service post 9/11, it's nearly 1 in 8. These veterans are twice as likely to die from an accidental overdose as a non-veteran. As one of the few post 9/11 combat veterans who are serving right now in this body, I've seen the courage of my fellow former soldiers who seek the help that they so desperately need. I've seen that substance abuse counseling at our VA facilities can really save lives, save families. And I've seen what happens when my brothers and sisters who serve do not get the treatment they need. And I'm here to tell my colleagues that I refuse to let it happen again. That is why I offer this amendment here today, so that the veteran mother who I mentioned and the fathers who are full-time caregivers of their children are no longer trapped in an impossible choice. They can receive treatment for PTSD, for cancer, and for counseling to combat life-threatening addiction with the peace of mind that their children are safe and cared for. That's the very reason why Congress directed this pilot program to start in the first place. When we put party politics aside and put our constituents first, this country really succeeds. We can all agree that this country is battling an opioid epidemic. Let's show our constituents that we're more than just talk, more than just thanking vets for their service, and actually do something about it. We have to stop treating addiction as anything but the disease and the public health crisis that it actually is. And we need to encourage, not punish, those who are taking this fight head on and seeking the care that they so desperately need and deserve. I'd like to thank Ms. Brownlee for sponsoring this legislation and commend my colleague, Mr. Norcross of New Jersey, for co-sponsoring this amendment, and applaud my colleagues, Ms. Sherrill, Mr. Golden, Ms. Stefanik, and Mr. Delgado for offering the amendments to strengthen this bill. Thank you, Madam Chair, and I reserve the balance of my time. I urge adoption of this amendment.